This will be a great matchup inside the post between Alabacus and Monte Glen. Glen, one of the top rebounders in the Sun Belt Conference, going to have a little bit of a task going up against 6'11 Alabacus, and we are underway in Hanner. Opening possession for Louisiana Monroe. The Warhawks are 3-7 in the Sun Belt Conference, 9-12 overall this season. The Eagles 7-4 in the conference, and overall 16-8 record.
You're talking about, I'm going to be watching that matchup between Glenn and Alabacus in the paint, because Glenn at one point was ranked in the top 5 in the nation in offensive rebounds. So even though he might not be as big as Alabacus, he really knows how to fight and get his way up there and get those rebounds.
Well, here's Marvin Jean-Pierre trying to get a shot off as the shot clock expires. And great defense in the opening possession by the Eagles.
And that's exactly the kind of defense they're going to have to play all game, like we were talking about before the game started. You know, aggressive defense and really making sure you stay on your man or stay in your area.
And here's Tukey Brown, one of the first-team All-Sun Belt Conference preseason members, and Mike Hughes getting things started for 2.
Like you're talking about, Mike Hughes is the guy that can take over the game, getting the first points. Great move inside. Sorry, go ahead.
And that's got to be a confidence booster for Hughes as well, being able to be a great scorer on offense for the Eagles in the last couple of games, averaging just over 10 points a game this season.
Had a big part in their win against UT Arlington.
And the 3 is good by Travis Munnings to start. Munnings a 38% three-point shooter. But there are a lot of members on this Warhawk team that can knock it down from long range. And so for the Eagles, Alsmiller takes a 3. No foul called, tried to get the foul.
Alsmiller's shocked that he didn't get a call there.
Trying to get it late. Here's Munnings with the shot. Goes off the backboard, but doesn't go in.
Munnings out after making that opening 3. He's just 2 points away from reaching 1,000 career points at ULM.
And here's Tukey Brown, and he will be able to draw the foul. It looks like that'll be on Sam Alabacus.
What we know from watching Georgia Southern so much before, that Tukey can cause problems, with his drive, with his ability to get to the bucket and cause foul trouble for opposing teams.
And that foul on the floor, not a shooting foul, so Brown will inbound it from the baseline, looking around and finds Mike Hughes at the wing. Brown throws across the floor to Ike Smith. Takes it back over to Brown. He floats it up, and that does not go through. Rebounded by Alabacus.
Good ball movement by the Eagles, but the shot is not able to fall. ULM has such a quick style on offense. All the guys always trying to drive to the bucket and trying to find open shooters, I'm sorry.
Here's Michael Ertl, the freshman, finds Travis Munnings open for 3, and now he has 1,000 career points at Louisiana Monroe.
He's at 1,001 with 2 opening buckets here in the early minutes of the first half. And that's got to be what a good moment that has to be for him.
Well, there's still plenty of game left to go, and he'll be focusing on that as Ike Smith able to answer back with 3 of his own.
One problem we've seen with Georgia Southern sometimes in these home games is that they let the opposing team get out to a hot start and, sometimes putting them in a deficit early. Trying not to do that here. Early, only down by 1.
And that 3 is good by Sam McDaniel. And Louisiana Monroe is 3rd in the Sun Belt Conference in field goal percentage. They average 37% per game.
You see why. They've already made quite a few of their first opening shots, especially from beyond the arc.
They knock down an average of about 8 a game as Alsmiller can't get that 3 to go. And he's really looking for the foul there. He's being guarded pretty heavily from deep as the shot is off on the other end by ULM. Brown maneuvering his way, kicks it out to Hughes, over to Alsmiller, a long 3, and Alsmiller has now been able to find his shot early on in the first half. (9-5) Warhawks almost through the first 4 minutes of the game. Marvin Jean-Pierre looking around, able to find McDaniel. Shot clock at 8. Ertl looking around, finds McDaniel. McDaniel guarded by Hughes. Step back three-pointer. Takes a high bounce and rebounded by Monte Glen. Brown making a screen from Monte Glen. Can't get the layup. after he tried to drive through 3 Warhawk defenders. Now on the other end, Munnings can't get the layup from the baseline. Mike Smith with the ball in transition.
You know, one guy for Georgetown offense that really needs to have a big game today is Jake Altmiller. Start off in the first couple games of the year. He had 17 points, 13 points, 18 points, 14, 19 a couple times. And in recent games, you know, he's put up a 9, 0, 3, 2, 8 as they've gotten into Sun Belt opponents as Monte Glenn changes to the hook shot. You know, the Altmiller's guy, they're their go-to perimeter shooter. And, you know, when he's not an odd, they've had struggles. So he's got to try and find a shot here tonight, even though he's already struggling, missing his first 3.
2-point game. 5 minutes have gone by. Ertl being guarded by Tukey Brown. And here's McDaniel with another 3. And the Warhawks are on fire from deep. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc.
George Southern's going to have to pay more attention on the perimeter. They're leaving guys open, and as right now, ULM is making them pay for it.
And head coach Mark Byington already has a group of subs waiting to come in. He has Coy Simmons, Sean O'Connell, and Quan Jackson waiting to enter as Hughes gets it down low to Monte Glenn. He goes up with the right hook. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Alabakis. Shot clock at 10 for the Warhawks. Ertl calling for a screen, gets one from McDaniel. Looking around to Jean-Pierre. Shot clock at 3 now. Jean-Pierre has to put it up before another shot clock violation happens. And they were unsuccessful to get a shot off in time.
They got to have a little more awareness on that. They got to make, help from his teammates telling him how much time on the shot clock. They can't keep giving those 24-second, the shot clock violations.
Media Monroe over Georgia Southern. Daniel Wall holding Gladys here and holding. The Warhawks would love to get a win over Georgia Southern this season. They were swept last year in the season series. They lost at home 62-60, and they lost on the road in Hanner 76-62, where the Eagles were able to go off mainly the big 3 of Mike Hughes, Ike Smith, and Tukey Brown.
Well, that's where they're looking too early to try to keep them in this game. Because right now, the 3-point shot of Sam McDaniel really been difficult for them to stop. McDaniel's coming into this game with a really hot hand. In 6 of his last 8 games, he's put up at least double digits. And in 4 of those games, he's put up at least 18 points. So he really has coming in here with a hot hand. And, they're going to have to make sure someone's keeping an eye on him. They're going to have to communicate it better if they want to keep themselves in this game.
I'm proud of you for getting your hands ready at all times.
Hey, man, it's dangerous over here.
as Mike Hughes knocks down the 3. Hughes has been a big part of the Eagle offense. Hughes already with 5 of the 10 points in the first half. Overall, in the all-time series, the Warhawks actually lead 10 wins to 7 over Georgia Southern. Both teams facing each other back in the 70s and 80s, and then that rivalry being renewed when Georgia Southern entered the Sun Belt Conference in the 2015 season.
Good to see old rivalries revamped like this. And ULM will turn the ball over. Some sort of offensive foul. I believe it was an illegal pick.
Here's Quan Jackson. It was Jackson, Sean O'Connell, and Coy Simmons that checked in. And they're on the floor with Tukey Brown and Mike Hughes. And Jackson throws it away trying to find Brown. There you look at Keith Ashard, head coach for the Warhawks in his 8th season. Ertl being guarded up top by O'Connell. Ertl trying to get through, fades away, and gets the basket.
Good little shimmy hesitation move right there by Ertl. Keep O'Connell guessing. He's able to bank it in.
Simmons down low on the post to give it back up to Quan Jackson. He gets a screen. Shot clock at 9. Hughes trying to cut through the middle of the lane. Tried to kick it out to Jackson. Jackson pulls it up with 2 on the shot clock. No good. Now inside to Alabakis. Can't hold on to the pass.
Good idea by ULM, but Alabakis not able to control the pass.
You can already tell how the big 6'11 frame of the sophomore, Sam Alabakis, has been giving the Eagle post players a difficult time down low.
Absolutely. At 6'11", he's quite a few inches taller than any player for Georgia Southern.
And he is the only true center on the Warhawk team. The Eagles do have some height as well, but that player has yet to play this season. As the freshman Tyshawn Crawford, he's 7'1". As Jackson able to knock down a three, puts the Eagles within one.
Yeah, I saw him warming up earlier in the game. I was wondering how tall he was. I'm glad you fill me in. 7'1". Good Lord.
It's like they're going to get him stronger for next season. As the three rolls in and out by Sam McDaniel. That's his first miss from long range. Or one of his second misses from long range. He's able to get the rebound off the missed shot from the Eagles. Ertl driving, can't get the jumper to go, and Jackson was stunned off the screen by Alabakis. And here's David Lee Jones checking in for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I would have been stunned too. That 6'11" frame like you're talking about, it's hard to run into when you're not expecting it.
Inside jumper off the mark by Simmons. Ertl trying to get off the screen from Munnings. Jumper doesn't go. Eagles have a chance to take the lead here with this possession. Smith, step back three, over two defenders, no. Offensive rebound, Sean O'Connell, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul.
O'Connell pleading his case that his jersey was pulled as well.
We'll take immediate timeout. UL Monroe still for 1 point.
Passed away in a car accident, but he really embodies the spirit of these group of five athletes. He really walked on to the Georgia Southern football team, but then made his name for himself by playing for the Colts. So that's exactly what these student athletes strive for. Back to you, Danny.
Thank you, Tricia. A sad moment for Georgia Southern fans with Edwin Jackson passing away in a car accident this past Sunday in Indianapolis.
He really had made a name for himself with the Indianapolis Colts, playing a good amount of time, so it was really sad to see, especially a former Georgia Southern player pass away so early.
Had an impactful season, was a member of the 2014 Eagle roster that won the Sun Belt Conference Championship in their first year.
Absolutely. That's why he was remembered at Georgia Southern, because when they made that jump to FBS, that really was hard, but the fact that came in and played so well, that was a squad, a football squad that will be remembered forever in Georgia Southern, and one of its key members. It's sad to see him leave early.
And the community mourns, and prayers are for his family.
Fouls on the Warhawks, number 23, Jordan Harris.
Foul down low on the floor, so there'll be a couple of substitutions. Mike Hughes and Tukey Brown will check back in for Quan Jackson and David Lee Jones. The Eagles have not scored in the last 2.5 minutes. Smith to tie it up. He got it.
Jinxed him, Danny. Right when you said that, they broke that scoring drought.
Mike Smith able to knock down his second three-pointer of the first half. The Eagles so far shooting 33% from the field, 4 of 10 from beyond the arc. Munnings posting Tukey Brown down low. Now over to McDaniel. And the pass up top to Jordan Harris. A little too strong. And they say that some of the Warhawks are trying to say that it was last scraped by a member of Georgia Southern, but I believe possession will go to the Eagles.
Well, from our angle, we couldn't really see if the ball changed pass, so to me it didn't look like it did.
Glenn down low in the post. Goes up with the right. The putback is off. He's fighting for the rebound, and a foul is going to be called on Monte Glenn.
You can see how good he is at offensive rebounding, going up and get his own almost with a putback. And you see here just a little too much over the back foul and probably reaching as well.
He was trying to strip the ball away from Travis Munnings, but ended up being called for his first foul. Only 2 team fouls each between the Eagles and Warhawks. Munnings going to draw a foul on Jake Allsmiller.
Georgia Southern foul is on number 10, Jake Allsmiller. His first. Returning for the Eagles, number 14, Coy Simmons.
ULM shooting an impressive 4 of 8 and 50% from the beyond the arc. I talk about third best shooting percentage in the Sun Belt, really on display here so far early.
And those 4 threes were knocked down in the opening minutes to give them a brief lead. Now tied at 16, a little over 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Jordan Harris, a senior, ends up getting the nod inside.
Great read by Allsmo to get up and know right when Harris was shooting, get up there and extend those arms and get the block.
Here's Harris down the lane, floats it up, and what a block by Ike Smith.
Twice Harris has been denied.
And Ike Smith has a great vertical leaping ability at 6'4", but able to go all the way up. Broadcasting game for ESPN3 along with the Georgia Southern streaming service True Blue Live. As we are going to resume play on the floor, the block by Ike Smith on Jordan Harris.
2 straight blocks on Harris, one by Allsmiller and one by Smith. And you saw in that replay how high Smith had to get up there just to get his fingers on that.
And there's 1 second left in the shot clock, so the Warhawks are going to have to throw it in and then throw it up. Munnings couldn't get it, and that'll be a shot clock violation on UL Monroe.
Their 3rd of the game so far. Remember, had that one in the very opening possession, and it shows you the aggressive defense that Georgia Southern is playing.
An offensive foul on Coy Simmons. Too hard on the screen that he was trying to set for Brown.
Brown so far scoreless in this game.
The Warhawks have done a great job of keeping Brown at bay.
And they know when you play Georgia Southern,
well, you jinxed it, Holden. That's on you. And Brown was able to get his first points. Off the steal and score.
When you say coming into this game, when you play Georgia Southern, you know that Tukey Brown's their guy, and you know you've got to try to find a way to contain him. And it's so hard to. And that's where you're really going to put your focus on defense. You're going to put an extra guy on him, kind of like a spy, like a spy linebacker in football. You're going to have one guy on him, but you always make sure someone else is like, hey, make sure you keep an eye on him in case you need help.
Hey, that was a great steal and score. A quick 30-second timeout by UL Monroe, so we'll kick it right here on ESPN3. All right, we're back on ESPN3. Also, that layup by Tukey Brown was able to give Georgia Southern the lead. And then the Warhawks are able to tie it up with the reverse layup by Travis Munnings.
Beautiful reverse layup over Coy Simmons and Sean O'Connell, both really tall players for the Eagles, so that was very impressive.
They're getting past Simmons at 6'10" and O'Connell at 6'8". Three is off by Smith. Brown thought about taking it. Will hold off.
Let the offense reset.
Hughes guarded by Harris. Kicks it out to Brown. Multiple screens set. Brown to Smith. Smith will drive, kicks back, finds Brown, open at the wing for three. And that one takes a bounce off the back of the rim. They almost got the rebound, but it goes for the Warhawks. Now here's a three from Marvin Jean-Pierre, who can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Sam McDaniel, a fresh shot clock for ULM Monroe. Almost stolen away. Three off by Harris, but the putback is good by Jean-Pierre. Brown floats it up. Basket counts and one.
How did he get that shot off? It seemed like he had 4 of the 5 ULM defenders all around him, and he still got that shot off.
That's what Brown's able to do. All he needs is a screen. He can maneuver his way through as many defenders as he wants to get the basket. The multiple substitutions for Georgia Southern. Tukey Brown at the line for his first free throw. Brown actually is the all-time leader in made free throws in Georgia Southern history. Knows his way to the line. He's able to knock them down. That one takes a high bounce, and that one rolls out.
Sometimes I don't understand how some of these shots roll out like that. I mean, I want to know the physics behind that. Can we get some explanation? I just don't understand how some of those roll out like that.
Brown normally a 78% free throw shooter, but that one.
I mean, it makes sense why he has that accomplishment to his name. You see how many times a game he tries to drive for the bucket. It only makes sense that he's the all-time leading scorer in free throws and made free throws.
Shot clock at 5. McDaniels down low, gets double-teamed. Jean-Pierre takes the three before a shot clock expires. Rebounded by Munnings. Putback is good. The basket will count, and we'll head to the line for one more.
Basket is good. Foul on Eagles number 4, Tukey Brown, his first. Team's fifth.
So Munnings with 10 points for ULM Monroe so far in the half. And has regained the lead for the Warhawks. Brown over to Jackson. Corner three off the front of the iron. Glenn had to be careful. Didn't want another over the back foul.
Still 5 minutes left in the first half. No need to get into too much foul trouble here.
Harris will take a three. And that one's pulled down by the redshirt freshman Quan Jackson. Here's Brown. Kicks it over to Mike Hughes. Another opportunity for three. And this time Hughes knocks it down and ties it up at 23.
Great no-look pass by Brown over the head.
And a foul going to be on Marvin Jean-Pierre. And head coach Keith Richard not happy with the call.
It would trip up Tukey, and that will give the ball right back to Georgia Southern. Like I was saying, Tukey Brown, great job of driving with the no-look pass over the head and right over the 2 ULM defenders. Find Mike Hughes waiting in the corner, and he's able to drain it.
Four and a half minutes to play in the first half. We're tied up 23-all. Nobody there to receive the pass from Tukey Brown.
Seems to be a little miscommunication on the play. They wanted to run. He's expecting Mike Hughes, someone to be down and waiting wide open in the corner.
I think he was looking for Hughes. Hughes was on the baseline, didn't get out in time. Thought he had some more time to get there, but Brown jumping the gun. That is only the third turnover for Georgia Southern in the half. Ertl kicks it over to Munnings. Here's a corner three by the Warhawks. The Eagles able to grab it down. Jackson will go all the way, and it's swatted away by Munnings.
And Munnings seems to be all over the court, both offensively and defensively, putting up shots, getting rebounds, getting big blocks like that.
A nice block down low from the 6'6 junior.
Quan Jackson didn't even see it coming.
Osmiller has space, and the three is off. Osmiller going to try again, picks it up. Hughes tries to get the rebound, and Allsmiller has been cold from deep, having some troubles from the three-point line. Meanwhile, on the other end, Munnings, basket counts in one. Flexing his muscles there as Louisiana Monroe retakes the lead.
Munnings now in double-digit scoring.
Hawks at the welcome back to ESPN 3. And for Louisiana Monroe, it's been all the junior Travis Munnings. He has 13 points and 6 rebounds. And before the commercial break, he was able to get an and one.
I was saying he also had that very emphatic block on Quan Jackson just a few minutes ago. So he's really doing it all. A big offensive weapon for the Warhawks.
He is the team's leading scorer, one of the team's leading scorers, averaging 15 points a game. The Eagles look to answer back here in this possession. Ike Smith from the corner, the three, no good. A fight for the rebound between Monte Glenn and Sam Alabakis.
And it looks like it'll go on Alabakis.
And that's his third foul, so as soon as he checked back into the game, he's got to check out. They got to reserve him for the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 3 fouls already so far in the first half. And still 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Now we want to keep him out of foul trouble.
So Brown will inbound from the baseline for Georgia Southern. Gives it up to Mike Hughes. Quan Jackson. Now down low to Glenn. Pass tipped and stolen away by Munnings. And it's stolen right back by Quan Jackson, and he has room for takeoff.
That sends Hander Fieldhouse into electric shock. They love it when their Eagles dunk. See here Quan Jackson getting up, showing off the ups.
And they love it when the Eagles fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly, just like in the Super Bowl.
Foul going to go on Louisiana Monroe. That's on the redshirt junior Roderick Taylor.
You know what else is flying today, Danny? Those Cleveland Cavaliers players right out of the Cavaliers roster.
A lot of players getting moved around due to multiple trades.
It seemed like in a matter of 45 minutes, my Bleacher Report ad was saying he's gone, IT's gone, they're all gone.
Adrian Wojciechowski does a great job for ESPN, up to date with all the last-minute trades and the final day of the trade deadline.
Dan Gilbert said anyone not named LeBron in the starting lineup is gone.
Jackson loses it. It's picked up by the Warhawks. Now on the other end, here's Marvin Jean-Pierre from deep. No good. Jackson able to corral the rebound. Smith holding on to the pass. Gives it up to Tuki Brown. Brown only with 4 points in the first half. Shot clock now at 10. Jackson will drive along the baseline. Goes up with the left. And he is smothered by multiple Warhawk defenders.
Every time someone drives to the paint for the Eagles, it always seems like there's 3 or 4 Warhawk defenders waiting right there. They swarm. They do not want anyone getting any free shots at the bucket.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have Georgia Southern's head baseball coach, Rodney Hennon, sitting with us. Talk about the upcoming season.
Eagles had a really good baseball season, powered by a lot of young talent. Made it to the Sun Belt Conference Championship, was not able to win that, lost to South Alabama. But they are looking forward to a good baseball year.
Another three-pointer for the Warhawks. They are 5 of 15 from deep, and that one was by the senior Jordan Harris. The Eagles down by 4. Brown will take a 3. Doesn't go through. About a minute left in the first half. Jordan Harris up top being guarded by Jackson. Trying to get the pass inside. Tipped and stolen away by Mike Hughes. Hughes goes all the way, but that's going to be an offensive foul. Hughes pushing on Michael Ertl, who is trying to guard him on the fast break. And you saw Hughes trying to get a hand out, trying to make room. Here's another look, and
there
see
was
that
just
left
that
hand.
little, just that little push. So a little push will get the foul called. So. And
our sideline reporter, Trisha Fishton, will have an interview with one of the two head coaches, or both the head coaches during halftime. Ertl calling for a screen. Trying to get through. Able to save it. Three is off by Munnings. Like the Eagles will hold for the final shot. Hughes, less than 3 seconds to go. Pump fakes, throws it up at the buzzer, and that one rolls out.
Another shot where I'm wondering how the physics of that work. It looked like it rolled in. Statistical categories on the offensive side, and they're only winning by 4, so Georgia Southern right now could very well keep themselves in this. They just got, like as Coach Byington was talking about with Trish, they just got to make those open shots when they get them.
Yeah, 10 of 34 from the field in the first half, and they had a lot of open looks that they weren't able to connect on, as the first shot of the second half by Ike Smith is off. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Eagles. And for Louisiana Monroe, it's been Travis Munnings with 14 points and 9 rebounds, almost a double-double in the first half. And also the Warhawks are keeping a very limited lineup and a limited rotation in this game as well, only playing 7 Warhawks so far in the contest.
That's very different from Georgia Southern, who's had multiple guys that you saw. Like in the first substitution of the game, there's 3 different Eagles coming on, so they like to spread the ball around. As Mike Hughes drains the first 3 of the half and pulls Georgia Southern back within 1. But they love to spread the ball around and use plenty of different fresh legs.
And it's been Mike Hughes who leads the Eagles in scoring in this game, now with 11 points. He had 8 in the first half. Ertl tries to answer back with 3 of his own. No good. Rebounded by Monte Glenn. This has been a back and forth and also a very low scoring game, with Osmiller able to get a 3 from the corner, and now he's starting to heat up. He missed his first 5 3-pointers in the first half.
They've got to keep feeding him the ball. The best way to get into a drought like that is to keep shooting, So they've got to find a way to get him the ball, because when he gets hot, man, he does not miss much when he gets hot.
Ball knocked loose out of bounds by Alabakis. It goes back to Georgia Southern, who have regained the lead 31-29.
Good job, Georgia Southern, coming out hot, coming out firing on all cylinders so far.
So Hughes and Osmiller able to knock down 3s to start the second half. Hughes will go from another one from the corner, and that one bounces out. Here is Sam McDaniel. McDaniel with 8 points in the half. Guarded by Osmiller. Here's Marvin Jean-Pierre. Ertl at the corner for 3. Bounces out, a fight for the rebound, and looks like Tukey Brown has it, but it'll be a jump ball between Osmiller and Munnings, and possession arrow is targeted at UL Monroe.
Head coach Byington disagrees with that call, and you see here, Munnings only had a hand on it while Osmiller had the ball, and Tukey would ultimately take it. So I'm a little surprised the ball is being awarded to the Warhawks.
They throw it up to Jean-Pierre. He's being guarded by Osmiller. Dribbles around, pulls up for the jumper. It's off. The Eagles get the rebound. Mike Hughes cutting down the lane off the pass from Monte Glenn. He draws contact and gets fouled.
Good play by Glenn right there. Posting up right there and drawing the attention of a couple ULM defenders, opening up a lane for Mike Hughes.
So Hughes will shoot 2 free throws. This is the second and third free throw attempts for Georgia Southern in this game overall. The previous free throw was taken by Tukey Brown. He missed the and 1, and Mike Hughes not able to knock down the first.
In a tight game like this, you got to be able to make those free throws, because until they come down the line, they could come back to bite you.
A tight-knit game with serious Sun Belt Conference implications. The Eagles want to get a good win here tonight before they face number 1 team in the conference in the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. They are perfect 10-0 in the conference. We'll see how that goes tonight
As Greg was talking about at the halftime show, it's just crazy like how good they seem to be at every position. So that'll be fun when the Cajuns come to town.
Jumper from the wing is good by Roderick Taylor.
Basket by Roderick Taylor.
All tied up at 31 in the opening minutes of the second half. Brown gets the screen from Glenn. Shot clock at 8. Down low to Glenn. Pass is tipped. Picked up by Hughes. Allsmiller swings it over to Ike Smith. He'll take a three from the wing. And that one bounces out. Almost able to get the offensive rebound. The ball was last touched by Louisiana Monroe.
Looked like it was last touched by McDaniel.
So ULM will remain on defense. It'll be a fresh shot clock for Georgia Southern. Hughes now finds Allsmiller. Allsmiller down low to Glenn, and a foul will be called on the Warhawks. And Roderick Taylor will pick up that foul.
Roderick Taylor. His third.
Allsmiller, he'll take another three. Got it!
And he is starting to heat up, hitting his first 2 attempts here in the second half. And for Georgia Southern, you got to like the sign of that. Like if you talk about his struggles in the past couple games earlier in the game, and to see him coming on like this, they got to keep feeding him.
We had a lot of Eagles that were cold in the first half. Allsmiller 0-5 from deep in the first. Tukey Brown only with 4 first half points. The Eagles would love to get their star scorers up and running here in the second half. Erdler now, shot clock at 5. Now over to Jean-Pierre. He will drive, and a foul will be called on Jake Allsmiller. It looks like it'll be Allsmiller's second foul of the contest.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 10. Jake Allsmiller, his second.
A couple of substitutions for Georgia Southern. Coy Simmons and Quan Jackson will re-enter. Four minutes have gone by in the second half. Georgia Southern with a 3-point lead. McDaniel fading away. No good. Offensive rebound by Taylor. McDaniels again, and this time he knocks it down.
ULM keeping pace for pace, Georgia Southern, whether it's a bucket or a three-pointer or even going to the free throw line. Keeping themselves in this game. Keeping the crowd out of the game, honestly.
Yeah, this Hanner Fieldhouse crowd is silent. You can hear a pin drop, but Jake Allsmiller now 3 of 3 from deep in the second half and regains the lead for the Eagles.
Over in the first half, but so far and has not missed in the second half. Man, what a big turn on that would be if he could find a shot. And they can keep, as you saw, Quan Jackson, they were looking for him. They were trying to get him open, and it paid off for them.
And McDaniel answering back. We have a 3-point battle in Hanner Fieldhouse. 15 minutes left to go in the game. We are tied at 37. We'll play. And now for Georgia Southern holding, Jake Allsmiller has seemed to have found his stride and has been able to knock down a perfect 3 of 3 from deep in the second half.
He absolutely has found his hand, and ULM's going to have to try a way to make sure there's someone always on him. It looks like they're putting Munnings on him.
Well, I don't know if that's going to stop Allsmiller as that three-pointer rattles in and out.
Hey, man, can't get everyone.
But that was a heat check right there.
Exactly.
He fired that one as soon as he got the ball to start the possession.
Feels like when you leave your phone out in the sun too long, it starts to overheat and it shuts down for a second just to make sure it doesn't melt.
Shot is good by the Warhawks. That was good by Jean-Pierre. Now the Eagles hope that Tukey Brown starts to get going as well. He only has 4 points, has yet to score in the second half. Here's Quan Jackson, kicks out to Allsmiller, swings down to Mike Hughes for 3 at the corner. That one rolls out.
There's a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Tukey.
Georgia Southern foul.
That'll be on the floor.
It's on number 4, Tukey Brown.
So Brown picks up his second foul of the game.
Team second, media timeout.
So we'll be right back after another media timeout when we return on ESPN 3.
I was here in 85, 86, and 87, so I saw the beginning of Georgia Southern football. And I had an opportunity to buy practice back in Statesboro in 2000. The lady that owned the practice had worked some with the team, and so she kind of introduced me to it. And so I started working with the team back in 2000. So this is my 17th year of working with Georgia Southern Athletics.
Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Deal at Vision Source. The Eagles trust his team to take care of our team.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Welcome back to ESPN 3. Daniel Wall and Holden Galatis here on call. Trisha Fishbune on sideline. And the wonderful Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center team led by an all-student camera crew.
Coach Mark Byington stressed that it will be a one-possession game, and they should play like that throughout the whole game. And right now, it is a one-possession game. He said that every single move that the Eagles make counts, especially up until the last minute. Back to you, Danny.
Thank you, Trisha. Trisha Fishbune, our sideline reporter for tonight's game, and also got a chance to talk with both head coaches, Georgia Southern head coach Mark Byington and Louisiana Monroe head coach Keith Richard. There's McDaniel taking another three, and he gets fouled. And it looks like he will go to the line for three.
Fouls on the Eagles, number 4, Tukey Brown.
And it is going to be on Tukey. Looks like he clipped a little bit of McDaniel's wrist. And McDaniel is clutching his left thumb. I don't know if you can see that well enough on the camera, but he was clutching the left thumb after he fell to the ground.
Still holding on to it a little bit right now, and
hopefully he's okay.
Those were that call right there has been what Jake Oswald was trying to do in the first half, just couldn't get it to go his way.
Maybe not as much obvious contact in his situation.
Officials for tonight's game: Don Daly, Tim Gaddis, and Lee Cassell. Or Cassell, I'm sorry, as McDaniel knocks down the second free throw. Sam McDaniel, the 6'6 senior from Australia, a transfer from Southeastern Community College located in Iowa, as Coy Simmons gets the rebound on the third. Warhawks have a 4-point lead and have gone on a 7-0 run in the last minute and some change. And a foul going to go on Georgia Southern. That's, I believe, going to be on Coy Simmons.
It might have been an illegal pick.
And this is a back-and-forth game between the two, but you're seeing multiple errors committed from both teams in this contest.
Nowhere near a perfect game for either team. A very scrappy win, I would say, so far. The winner of this game is going to have a very scrappy win under their belt, because right now it's just a very heavy defensive matchup.
And both teams averaging almost, well, the Warhawks averaging just under 70 points a game. Georgia Southern averaging 75 points a game. That has not been the case here tonight in terms of scoring. Jean-Pierre, the pass inside. And it was Taylor that mishandled the pass. Now on the other end, here's Mike Hughes. Hughes, there'll be a foul on the floor.
Looks to be on Roderick Taylor. And he's on his 4th foul now. Looks like Alabama is going to check in for Taylor.
Returning to the game for the Warhawks, number 4, Sam Alabakis.
13 minutes left to play in the match. Mike Hughes, the inbounder, gives it to Quan Jackson. Jackson now, shot clock at 6. Ike Smith. And that's going to be an offensive foul. Smith pushing off on the defender.
Twice that's happened now, just a little push. Both times I believe it was on Ertl that they pushed.
And a couple of Eagles in foul trouble. Tukey Brown with 3. Jake Allsmiller and Corey Simmons with 2. Ike Smith just now picking up his 2nd. And that can explain why Brown is currently not on the floor as we speak. Shot clock at 10. Jean-Pierre. Gives to Alabakis. Now to Ertl. Clock at 4. Warhawks got to make a decision. Ertl gets it up at the buzzer. Goes off the rim, and that was almost another shot clock violation from the Warhawks.
That would have been the 4th one this game. The same time they seem on those possessions, they seem a little too lackadaisical.
Glenn couldn't get his post shot to go through, gets his own miss. Goes up again, no good. Offensive rebound again, Glenn, and this time he gets it in the foul. And that's why Monte Glenn is one of the top offensive rebounders in the Sun Belt Conference.
Man, he does not stop. It just seems like he's got like trampoline in his feet. He is always jumping.
Will be involved. The top 4 seeds will get a bye in the first round, so the Eagles trying to hang on to a top 4 seed as Monte Glenn knocks down the N1 free throw. And that is the first made free throw for Georgia Southern in 4 attempts.
They could look back at that and they're missing those points as the reason they could have, something they could have improved to try and win this game if it comes down to that.
Cummings can't get the shot off. Gets his own miss. Putback is no good. Rebounded by Sean O'Connell. Now on the other end for Georgia Southern, Hughes throws it up to Ike Smith at the top of the key. Smith fading away. That shot is off. A fight for the rebound. It's grabbed down by Munnings. Thought about taking it from deep. Instead, Ertl will. And that's a rebound by Jean-Pierre, and that's going to be an over-the-back foul. And he doesn't like that call at all.
He got way up there. You saw almost on the neck of Ike Smith.
Marvin Jean-Pierre, the senior transfer from Miami-Dade Junior College. Originally from Pompano Beach, Florida.
Jake Allsmiller now checking back in for the Eagles.
So it's Allsmiller, Ike Smith, Tukey Brown, Sean O'Connell, and Monte Glenn. Against Munnings, Alabakis, Jean-Pierre, Harris, and McDaniel for the Warhawks. Smith loses possession of the ball, picked up by McDaniel. Warhawks in transition. The 3 from the wing, and that is off. Rebounded by Allsmiller.
Georgia Southern currently Louisiana Monroe currently no points in the last 3.5 minutes. 0 for their 5 on their last field goals.
Brown's shot is no good. Allsmiller got his feet set in time, but it's going to be a blocking foul and no offensive charge. Allsmiller will pick up his 3rd foul.
I saw as they were colliding, Allsmiller's hands were still just a little in front of his body, not able to get his hands up. See, those hands are just strapped right to McDaniel's body.
First free throw, no good by Sam McDaniel. McDaniel with 16 points in the game, 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from beyond the three-point line. He's leading the Warhawks in scoring. As he misses both free throws, it's still a 1-point game. Smith driving down the baseline, finds Alsmiller at the corner for three, yes!
His fourth of the half, and it comes at big time, gives Georgia Southern the lead back.
Alsmiller now with 12 points all in the second half and all from behind the three-point line. He has been able to get it going here in the second. Here's the three from Harris. That's off. Now here come the Eagles looking to expand the lead. Brown thought about taking the three, takes it back. And a foul is going to be called on Munnings, and that'll be only his first foul.
He doesn't agree with the call, having a word with the officials. But he got that arm up right around Tukey Brown's neck. Definitely a foul.
Alsmiller driving. Free throw line jumper is good. That's his first two-pointer in the game.
No points in the first half. Now 14 in the second half for Alsmiller.
And the fans in Harriman Fieldhouse have waken up.
The Hanner hooligans, as they like to call them.
McDaniel for three, and that is all. Putback dunk, but the foul is going to be on the floor. That was an amazing slam by Marvin Jean-Pierre, but the foul was called on the floor before he went up for the putback. I believe that was either Jean-Pierre or Travis Munnings. Let's take another look at what happened here. And that is Jean-Pierre.
Yeah, that was definitely Jean-Pierre, but I wonder who the foul was on. It was on Alsmiller.
Returning for the Eagles, number 2, Michael Hughes.
The official's going to look back at the replay. An intriguing task for the Eagles with their leading scorer, Brown, with 4 fouls on the bench with still plenty of time left to go in the game. 8:38. The Eagles have a 4-point lead, but they're going to try and fight to hold on to it.
Well, it's their leading scorer on the season. He's not had the best of nights. He's got as many fouls as he does points on the night.
Munnings goes 1 for 2. The Warhawks are now in the bonus as the Eagles have committed 7 fouls. Smith. And they say that he was tripped driving down the lane. So possession will stay with Georgia Southern. Actually, Ike Smith will go to the line because the Eagles are now in the bonus.
Yeah, it was on Ertl.
Ike Smith at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
He's only the 5th free throw on the night for the Eagles. Surprisingly in low amount.
This is a great opportunity for Georgia Southern now to extend the lead via free throws and to turn things around from the charity stripe. They didn't have the best of free throw shooting halves in the first. They only had 1 attempt. And now you see them being more aggressive in the lane and down low in the post. Pass is almost stolen away. Now Munnings will take a 3 over Monte Glenn. 18 points now for the junior Munnings.
That was the first point for ULM in 6.5 minutes.
A very physical and defensive game. Smith going inside, pulls up, gets it off the backboard.
He called bank.
And that was almost a turnover. He was trying to be flashy with the pass to Jake Allsmiller, but Allsmiller was able to make the save. Passes will bounce off a couple of feet. Last touch by Georgia Southern.
A little bit of crazy curveball on that. And you see it, Mike Hughes and the referee having a laugh about that.
Well, we'll have a media timeout. 7:42 left in the game. Georgia Southern up 49-45. We'll be right back after the break on ESPN3. Things are getting towards a fever pitch as we welcome you back on ESPN3. It's a 4-point game between the Eagles and Warhawks. The second game of a doubleheader. The women's Eagles team was able to defeat the Warhawks earlier, 75-45. A great overall team effort from them.
Highlighted by Alexis Brown having 18 points and the senior Alexis Folks having 12. Put at 30 points, and they would end up winning by 30 points over the Warhawks. So a good win for the second conference win for the Eagles.
And that's a three good by Travis Munnings. He is keeping the Warhawks close within this game. He has a double-double. Has been doing everything for the Warhawks. 21 points and 16 rebounds. Now Glenn down low. Goes with the right hook. Glenn now at 7.
As long as I'm doing my math right, it looks like Travis Munnings has played every minute of this game. It says he's got 33 minutes, and yeah, here we are, about 7 minutes left. And he is on fire, 3 in a row.
Another three-pointer for the junior. And you're right, Holden. The Warhawks have been using a very limited rotation. About 7 or 8 guys have played in this game for UL Monroe. Allsmiller trying to find Glenn inside. Picked up by O'Connell. Lost and stolen away by Ertl. Only 7 players have competed in this game for UL Monroe. Here's Jean-Pierre trying to get past O'Connell. Gets both Eagles defenders up, and the turnaround jumper is good. And we are now Louisiana Monroe has the lead, 53-51. Travis Munnings has literally fought his way and got his team back in this game.
Miller had an open look from way downtown. Not able to fall. Georgia Southern's going to have to do something about Munnings right now. He is keeping ULM, and he's powering their team right now.
Ertl kicks out to Jean-Pierre. Now back to Ertl. Shot clock at 8. Jean-Pierre drives down the lane, stops and pops, can't get the shot off. The shot's no good. Now on the other end, Hughes has it stolen away by Munnings.
Lose control on the dribble.
Munnings gets his second steal, and that is the 11th turnover for Georgia Southern in the game. Now Jordan Harris. They swing it across. Ertl for 3. No good. Eagles get the rebound. Hughes will drive, goes up with the right hand. The basket will count, and he gets the foul.
Good move by Hughes in the paint and able to finish it and now possibly giving Georgia Southern lead again. What a back-and-forth game we got here on our hands, man.
And that breaks a 2-minute scoring drought by Georgia Southern. Both teams shooting in the 30s, 30%, 36% for the Eagles, 38% for Louisiana Monroe. Both have almost taken 33-pointers, and both teams knocking down 10 of each. And Mike Hughes able to give the Eagles a 1-point lead. Final 5 minutes to play in the game. And this is possibly going to go down all the way to the final buzzer.
I mean, if this is how it's been that's how it's been the entire second half, back and forth.
Jean-Pierre off the front of the rim. Hughes now almost got it stolen away. Nice pass down low to Ike Smith. Smith loses it. Picked up by McDaniel. Now on the other end, Jean-Pierre trying to get past both defenders but can't finish.
Takes a weird roll. I thought that was rolling in, but that took a weird roll. Once again, physics. I don't quite understand it.
And that was a good move by Jean-Pierre,
yeah,
too. I don't know
great.
how he was able to get past Allsmiller on the screen. But a timeout called on the floor by Georgia Southern. We'll take a quick commercial.
A little less than 4.5 minutes. Tukey is back in now, and that's got to be your guy. You've got to find a way to get him going because, as we kind of seen tonight, when Tukey goes, the team goes, and he's not been going that well tonight. That's why I have such a tightly contested matchup.
Well, he has to be careful defensively. One more foul, and he is done for the night.
He's got to be careful. He's got to play smart.
And you want to, even if he doesn't score, you want to have Tukey on the floor leading your team.
Because even with him, maybe not being playing the best defensively, but with him on the court, that's the presence that ULM has to take accounted for. So it's just having him on there helps.
Allsmiller for 3. Off the left side of the rim, a foul will be on the floor.
Allsmiller once again appealing for another foul as he was trampled by a couple of ULM defenders and not getting that call.
His third, team's foul.
So Monte Glenn will shoot 1-1. Jean-Pierre picks up his third foul. And this is a smart coaching by head coach Mark Byington. Take Tukey Brown off the floor whenever your team's about to go on defense to eliminate the opportunity for him to possibly pick up his 5th foul.
Absolutely, definitely a smart move.
Especially as Glenn can't knock down the first free throw. Possession back to the Warhawks. McDaniel, he's guarded up by Monte Glenn. He has an opening. He takes the 3 and gives Louisiana Monroe the lead by 2.
He has been solid from downtown all night. Good move by Munnings to draw Monte Glenn off of McDaniel. So Monte Glenn went to help out Allsmiller once Munnings got the ball, and that left McDaniel wide open. Now with 19 points.
Here's Quan Jackson. Jackson trying to get a screen. He gets fouled. That foul will be on the floor. Basket does not count. So Louisiana Monroe with 10 team fouls. So every time an Eagle gets fouled, they will shoot 2 free throws at the line. This has to be extremely beneficial for Georgia Southern. However, they are 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far in the game.
They have 4 of 8, but now would be a great time to start heating up from the free throw line. Coming down to the wire, those free throws mean everything.
It hasn't been any easier for Louisiana Monroe as well. They're only 5 of 9.
Not a whole lot of free throws in general. Now getting some height in there. O'Connell now gets ready to try to help rebound the ball.
Jackson able to get one of those 2 to go.
ULM holding on to that 1-point lead.
Hurdle guarded by Jackson. Gives it to Jean-Pierre. Shot clock at 9. Pass is stolen away by Ike Smith. And Smith going to go all the way for the two-handed slam.
And he just sparked up the entire Hanner Fieldhouse. Like you said, they love when their Eagles fly, Eagle fly. You see here, he knew what he was going to do the whole way. He goes up.
I didn't expect him to go all the way up for the slam. I thought he was looking to create contact and go for a layup and a foul. But now the Hanner hooligans are on their feet. 2.5 to play in the game. Georgia Southern up 1. Passes stolen away by Jackson.
And not just the Hanner hooligans, it's everyone that's on their feet.
So now a chance for Georgia Southern to extend the lead. It'll be a valuable possession. Hughes hands it off to Ike Smith. Smith to Allsmiller. Shot clock at 7. Smith has to make a decision. Finds Quan Jackson. Jackson will drive. Shot clock at 2-1, and he's not able to get it off. And for a moment, the shot clock was reset for a reason. Now, it looked like Jackson mishandled the ball, and maybe Louisiana Monroe got a hand on it so they could get possession of it. But if I'm correct, that should technically be a shot clock violation, is it not?
I believe that is, yeah, because he did not. He was driving. I believe the shot clock ran out as he still had the ball. So I'm not entirely sure. They're going to have a look at this.
Well, this is pivotal as the officials will look it over.
Dookie Brown, I believe, is going to check back in.
At this point, you have to be in.
You have to risk it. You just got to play smart if you're Tukey.
So 1:53 left in the game. Here's another look at what happened here. You see the shot clock in the background, and technically that should be a shot clock violation.
I guess they're just wondering, really making sure who had control, if he had really lost control, because the ULM player, Ertl, might have had control of it for a second. If that's the case, then that would give the ball back to Georgia Southern because the clock did reset once Quan recovered it. So it all is depending on what the officials find.
And they say it will be a shot clock violation, so it will be Monroe possession. ULM will have another opportunity to try and take the lead here, and it's been Travis Munnings and Sam McDaniel, the two top scorers for the Warhawks, both averaging 15 a game. Munnings with 24, McDaniel with 19, have a combined 10 of 17 from the three-point line.
No one else on the ULM team has more than 6 points, so it really has been a show by those two.
Eagles putting pressure defensively. Jean-Pierre for the lead, off the right side of the iron.
Jean-Pierre looking for a call, but not going to get it. Tukey Nat Brown now back on the court.
Brown for 3. Takes a high bounce, and a foul is going to go on the floor, and it'll be on.
Looks like it'll be on. Yeah, we will.
So Sam McDaniel will pick up his first foul. It'll be Sean O'Connell, the redshirt junior out of Roswell, Georgia, that will shoot 2.
Huge free throws right here.
Five of 11 from the free throw line is what Georgia Southern has shot tonight. And the second one just rolls out. Physics. What you've been trying to figure out all night, Holden.
I couldn't learn physics in a whole year. No way. I'm going to learn it in one basketball game.
Well, it's still a one-possession game.
Everyone grab your seats.
Travis Munnings give it up to Harris. Now gets it back down low. Goes up with the right, and a foul will be called on the floor. So Munnings will shoot 1-and-1s. And the Hanner crowd not liking the call. It's going to be the second foul on Ike Smith.
Although that is good play calling by ULM right now. There's no one else on the court you'd rather have the ball in hand than Travis Munnings, the way he's been playing all game, the way he's been shooting. No one else I'd rather have the ball. I'd rather let have the ball.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. So worst case scenario, they can always call a timeout and think things over. Munnings can't get the 1-and-1 free throw. And ball stolen away. Now back to the Warhawks.
What a way to pay attention by Munnings. After he misses the rebound, realized he's still there with the ball and able to get in and steal it.
The Warhawks have not scored in almost 3 minutes. Jean-Pierre being guarded by Osmiller. Here's Jordan Harris. Harris kicks over to Munnings for the lead. Almost. Rebound Jean-Pierre. Blocked from behind by Hughes. And Jean-Pierre is livid because he was expecting a foul from behind, but great defensive effort from Georgia Southern.
Looked like got all ball in that one. I know Jean-Pierre wants a call, but I believe that was all ball from what I saw.
That was just a great defensive play from behind by the senior Hughes.
Hughes having himself a night too. 14 points, 4 rebounds, couple of assists. Huge free throws right here by Osmiller.
Both teams have struggled from the free throw line. There's no other way to put it.
Absolutely. There's no ifs and buts around it. ULM 5-10, Georgia Southern currently 5-13. Those are points that, looking at the score right now, both teams would kill to have.
The Eagles with 22 of 29 against Arkansas State on last Saturday.
ULM going hurry up.
Osmiller able to knock down the second one. A timeout called by the Warhawks. 58-56. 25 seconds left to go. We'll be right back after the break on ESPN 3. Just under 26 seconds left to go in this pivotal Sun Belt Conference matchup on ESPN 3. Georgia Southern ahead 58-56. The Eagles have 2 timeouts remaining. UL Monroe only with 1 left, and it will be UL Monroe basketball here.
I do not see a shot clock, so it looks like they're going to try and hold the ball for the last shot. And you know who I'm going to here if I'm ULM? It's got to be Travis Munnings. He's been hot all day from everywhere on the court. He's got to find a way to get open for ULM.
Either Munnings or Sam McDaniel, both 5 of 9 from the three-point line. The inbound to Munnings and hand it off to Jordan Harris.
ULM needs a 3 to win.
They give it to Ertl. 15 seconds left. Ertl goes with the right hand. And we are tied. 11 and a half seconds to go. Georgia Southern going to walk this up. And they're going to let Brown hold on to it. Brown for the win. In and out.
Physics, man. Physics.
Almost a similar finish to when the Eagles defeated Little Rock a few weeks ago. It was
an inch too far back, and that would have been in. So
almost another game-winning play made by the junior Brown. But Brown has not had the best outing tonight shooting-wise. Still only with 4 points, no points in the second half. He's shooting 2 of 9 from the field, and also Holden, he has to be careful here in these next 5 minutes because he has 4 fouls.
Yes, but you don't really want him not in the game in an overtime situation. So
at this point, you just gotta
risk it.
Yeah.
As people would say, risk it for the biscuit.
McDaniel's shot is off. The first basket taken by the Warhawks in overtime.
You know, Tukey having a bad night shooting could have been redeemed if he made that one shot. They would have been able to overlook the
absolutely
The not as stellar performance as we're used to.
Monte Glenn down low in the post, trying to get past McDaniel. Goes up with the right hand. No good. Brown's putback off. Rebounded by the Warhawks.
They've got to play good D on Munnings. He has the ability to pull ULM away in this game if he's left open.
McDaniel down low. Goes up. Shot goes out. And pass is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. A fresh shot clock for the Warhawks.
No points so far here in overtime. I expect the last I'll expect the last 4 minutes of this overtime to be the same way it was in the regular.
And this is the first overtime game for both teams this season. So both teams are being put to the test.
And how fitting such a pivotal game for both teams go to overtime to determine a winner.
Jean-Pierre being guarded by Osmiller, trying to get through, goes up, shot is off, goes back up for the putback, and it's good. Jean-Pierre now with 8 points, 4 of 14 from the field. Brown driving, goes up, shot doesn't fall, but he gets fouled.
Nothing seems to be falling for him tonight. Nothing at all, even one where he's that close to the bucket.
He's had a lot of good opportunities as well.
Hey, and sometimes they just don't fall. Physics, right?
Just one of those nights.
Physics, right?
Brown able to knock down the first. He's 2 of 10 from the field. Has taken 4 3-pointers, not been able to knock down any of them. But able to go 1 of 2 from the line. Nonetheless, the Eagles have the lead. Or it's a 1-point game, I'm sorry. Louisiana Monroe still with the lead. Harris down low. Munnings. Easy layup.
Great switch to the left hand by Munnings.
26 points and 19 rebounds for the junior Travis Munnings. Having an excellent performance. Smith goes up. Rebound O'Connell. But the Warhawks able to keep it in, and now Coach Byington saying that they stepped out of line down low on the baseline. The 3 is off by McDaniel. Brown driving. And he'll go to the line again.
ULM fouls on number 23, Jordan Harris, his second.
So the foul will be on Jordan Harris.
He's trying his hardest to break his cold streak. He's trying his hardest to get to that bucket and score. Has the opportunity to pull Georgia Southern back within 1.
And this time he's able to go 2 for 2.
The first time all night, Georgia Southern goes 2 for 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, free throws have been a problem for both teams. Both shooting 50% from charity stripe. Georgia Southern 9 of 18. UL Monroe 5 of 10. Munnings pass is stolen away by the Eagles.
Great hands by O'Connell as he was about to fall out of bounds, taking that and quickly getting it to Mike Hughes.
Smith for the lead. Yes!
Smith found way open, taking a contested shot, and he nails it.
Georgia Southern with a 2-point lead now. 1:55 left to go in the overtime period. The Eagles will talk things over real quickly right back after the break on ESPN3. Here's a look at the three-point shot that gave Georgia Southern the lead from Brown to Ike Smith. Smith with 15 points in the contest, also with 5 rebounds, 3 of 8 from the three-point line.
Like we were talking about earlier, it's like, Georgia Southern's got their first 3 men, 3 guys that you can count on for scoring. Tukey Brown, Ike Smith, and Mike Hughes. And when Tukey's having a night like he is, where he's only got 7 points and 4 fouls, and have had quite a few stints on the bench, it's good to know that the 2 and 3 guys can come in and really put up numbers like Mike Hughes and Ike Smith have tonight.
Smith with 15, Mike Hughes with 14, Jake Alsmiller with 15 points, Monte Glenn 7 points, 10 rebounds, and for UL Monroe, how about Travis Munnings with a 20-20 game, 26 points, 20 rebounds in the contest.
He's having quite a day to join the 1,000-point club for ULM, and he would like to highlight off that with a win.
Well, he is fighting tooth and nail to do so. Keep a lookout for Munnings. He's probably going to be the go-to guy for the Warhawks.
He absolutely is.
Harris fakes it, blocked by O'Connell.
That's happened to Harris 3 times now tonight. Once by Ike Smith, once by Alsmiller, and once by O'Connell.
O'Connell saw the fake. Stuck with Harris the entire time.
O'Connell was that tall boy. He's got those long arms, too. Just use that to his advantage and just block that.
McDaniel, shot clock at 10. Ertl trying to drive, kicks it out. Shot clock at 1 for the lead. Takes the high bounce, rebounded by Jean Pierre. Fresh shot clock for UL Monroe.
Sam McDaniel's been relatively quiet in the last few minutes of the game here. Georgia Southern's doing a good job keeping him away from the ball. He has 19 points of his own.
McDaniel now down low to Munnings. Munnings gets fouled and will go to the line for 2. He has played 44 minutes, most out of anybody in this game.
Just so
I'm pretty sure I don't think he's been out.
He has not. There's 44 minutes, 2 20-minute halves, that's 4 minutes, and the final 4 have come in exactly 4 minutes, off by 1 second we've had here in the overtime. So he has not been subbed out. He has been a workhorse, and he doesn't even seem to be tired. He doesn't seem to be sweating that much.
He seems to be well composed here in a moment like this. First free throw, no good. And the 1-and-1s does not go through for the Warhawks. This is a great opportunity for Georgia Southern to put the final nail in the coffin, and the Eagles will call a timeout.
Get a play on. You got about 52 seconds left. No need to rush it.
What is the first of 2 home games for Georgia Southern? They face the #1 team in the Sun Belt Conference on Saturday in the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. So they want to stay in the top 4 of the conference, not to mention that the top 4 seeds get a first-round bye in the Sun Belt Conference tournament. So a lot is riding on the line here for the Eagles.
A lot riding on their next couple of Saturday games, or Saturday and Friday games, I'm sorry. Get Saturday game against the #1 team in the conference. That's going to be a showdown, and I expect Tanner Fieldhouse to be packed every seat possible for that game. And then also on that next Friday against Georgia State, a team that Tukey Brown did not play, then Georgia State dismantled Georgia Southern earlier in the year. So 2 really big games, and not only will determine how well Georgia Southern will look going into the conference tournament, but just overall where they'll seed and everything like that. So a couple of huge games coming up for the Eagles, and a win tonight here would be great for their confidence.
52 seconds left to play. Eagles with possession. They're going to run out a good bit of the clock. Shot clock at 10. Smith to Alsmiller, back to Brown. Shot clock at 5. Brown going to pull up from way downtown. Takes a high bounce, and the Warhawks able to regain possession. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than a second. Warhawks need to tie it up or take the lead with this possession. And they give it to the man, Travis Munnings. McDaniel for the lead. Yes! 65-64, Louisiana Monroe.
McDaniel had 90 points recently.
And Brown going to go all the way. Kicks out to Ike Smith for the lead. No good. And tie called on the floor, but it looks like Louisiana Monroe may have just sold this game from Georgia Southern. The officials are going to look things over. What a key moment and a clutch moment by the senior Sam McDaniel to knock down the three from the corner. He is 6 of 11 from behind the three-point line, and that go-ahead bucket may have sealed the deal for the Warhawks. 2
ULM players now in double-digit scoring, including McDaniel, who had been quiet the last 5 minutes of the regulation. Most, he had not had any points here.
Let's take a look at what Georgia Southern was at, how they tried to answer back. Glenn tried to get the rebound off the shot missed by Ike Smith. There was a foul that was committed right before the buzzer went off. So I believe the officials are going to look at it and see how much time that they're going to leave on the clock following the foul.
It looked like to me like there was about 0.2 seconds on the clock when I believe that contact would draw a foul should be called. So we'll see what the officials say.
Keith Richard, the head coach for the Warhawks, must be extremely overjoyed that his team was able to fight back here in overtime and win the game late, or potentially win the game late. The officials are still looking things over to see how much time will be left on the clock.
And what a turn of events here.
You had Tukey Brown with a chance to win the game at the end of regulation for Georgia Southern. His three was almost in, but bounced out. You had a battle here in overtime, and just when you thought things couldn't get any better, Sam McDaniel with a corner three to give the Warhawks the lead, 65-64. It all depends here how much time is left on the clock.
We're going to find out now.
Nine-tenths of a second will be put back on the clock. Mike Hughes has been called for the foul. So the Warhawks will shoot double bonus free throws here. The Eagles do have 2 timeouts, so they could find a way to get a rebound or call a timeout after they make the free throws. I mean, if McDaniel knocks down both, it's still a one-possession game.
Yes, absolutely. Probably going to come Georgia Southern, probably going to need a 3-point attempt here.
Second free throw off the backboard, or off the part of the rim. Takes a high bounce. Ike Smith calls a timeout with 0.7 seconds. It's a 2-point game.
Now your question here, if you're head coach Byington, do you go for a double overtime? Because you haven't been that open, you haven't been that hot from beyond the arc. Do you try and tie it into double overtime, or with 0.6 seconds, you just try to heave it up and heave out 3 and try to win the game?
At this point, it's all about finding the open man. I mean, this is where you go to your back of trick plays and try to catch the defense off guard some sort of way. You could throw an alley-oop to somebody. You could, get some good screens and find an open man from deep. I mean, either way, what matters most is that the Eagles just have to find an open look.
They have got to find a way to get a shot off in general, not even an open look. At this point, they'll take any shot they can get.
So it'll be 0.6 seconds left on the clock. On the floor, Monte Glenn, Mike Hughes, Ike Smith, Tukey Brown, and Jake Allsmiller as well holding now.
Yes, yeah. Now
Allsmiller has a quick release.
He does, but they've only got 0.6 seconds.
And they got to throw it all the way across the court. Or Smith could let it roll. He's going to have to throw a football pass. And doesn't see anything he likes, and wisely calling the final timeout for Georgia Southern.
This is going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult for him to throw a pass or a Georgia Southern receiver, I should now say, can put up an open shot.
This is going to be a real difficult, and if they're able to connect on it, a miracle type of play that they need to run here.
And Sean O'Connell now is going to check back in, just getting some more height in there.
This has been a fantastic game on ESPN3. I'm
Exactly.
almost speechless. I mean,
Exactly. There's nothing else you can say. It's been a great game all around. It's had its ups and downs. It's had almost game winners, a possible game winner over there by Sam McDaniel. And what a game. Nothing more you can ask for.
And how about a great performance by Louisiana Monroe? Georgia Southern were the 10-point favorites going into this game, and the Warhawks able to fight tooth and nail in a very physical game, being able to get the Eagles leading scorer Tukey Brown in foul trouble. And Georgia Southern didn't have the best of luck shooting in the first half. They were able to get things kind of together in the second, but honestly, when it comes down to it, it's free throws.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Both ULM missing 7, Georgia Southern missing 9.
And look at this here, Holden.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Sam Alabakis now, the 6'11 forward, is going to be sitting there throwing his hands up. That's going to be hard for O'Connell to throw over.
Well, let's see what O'Connell can do. He's going to have to heave it. Caught by Hughes, goes up. The shot does not find the rim. And the Warhawks come to Statesboro.